as we go through this story together, please be making note of the events and the order that they happened in. Okay, so when I read something that you think is important, go ahead and write it down so that you know the order that they happened in so that you can complete your assignment. Fastest Woman in the World by Pat Parker, written in 2015. Wilma Rudolph, 1940 to 1994, was an African-American sprinter from Tennessee who won multiple gold medals in the Olympics and set world records in track and field. As you read, take notes on the obstacles Wilma encountered throughout her life. So this time we're not going to take note of those obstacles, but you are going to take note of the events and what order they happened in. Wilma Rudolph crouched at the starting line, every muscle in her lean 5'11" body poised for the race. The starter gave the signal, and Wilma took off. Does this young woman from Tennessee have the strength and determination to win the Olympic gold medal? Everything in Wilma's life had prepared her for this moment, but Wilma wasn't an ordinary athlete. My life wasn't like the average person who grew up and decided to enter the world of sports, she said. Sick all the time. Wilma Rudolph was born on June 23, 1940. She weighed 4.5 pounds. No one expected her to survive. I was sick all the time when I was growing up, Wilma wrote in her autobiography, Wilma. Wilma was the 20th of 22 children. In America in the 1940s, segregation kept black and white people from being treated the same. Because the Rudolphs were African American, only one doctor in their town would care for Wilma. Her mother helped by using home remedies to nurse Wilma through measles, mumps, chickenpox, scarlet fever, appendicitis, and double pneumonia. I think I started acquiring a competitive spirit right then and there, a spirit that would make me successful in sports later on. I was going to beat these illnesses no matter what. Wilma fought her hardest childhood battle against polio, a disease that crippled her left leg. Miss Rudolph found a black medical college in Nashville, 50 miles away. Twice a week, for several years, Wilma and her mother took the bus to Nashville. At home, Wilma and her family massaged and exercised her weak leg to strengthen it. After several months, the hospital fitted Wilma with a brace. The brace went on, and I lived with that thing for the next half-dozen years. When I was 6, I started treatments. That lasted until I was 10 years old. Sending back the brace. I was 9.5 years old when I took off the brace. I'll never forget it. I went to church, and I walked in without the brace. I'd say it was one of the most important moments of my life, Wilma wrote. Although she used the brace on and off for 3 more years, she practiced until she could finally walk without it. When Wilma was 12, her mother wrapped up the brace and sent it back to the hospital. That summer, Wilma went to a local playground and saw kids playing basketball. She fell in love with the game and decided she would play no matter what. Off and running. In the fall, Wilma entered 7th grade and joined the basketball team. For the next 3 years, she practiced hard. Finally, in 10th grade, Wilma got the chance to be part of the starting team. She began to set state records for scoring. Ed Temple, the women's track coach at Tennessee State University, saw Wilma play. He invited her to come to Tennessee State during the summers so he could coach her in track. Wilma learned fast. In 1956, at the age of 16, she ran her first Olympic race at the Games in Australia and won a bronze medal in the 4x100 meter relay. Not about to lose. Wilma's time to shine came 4 years later at the 1960 Olympics. She won gold medals in the 100-meter dash and the 200-meter dash. She had one event left as the last leg of a 4-woman relay team, all from Tennessee State. As the third woman on the team ran toward her, Wilma reached for the baton and nearly dropped it. Her team was suddenly in third place. Wilma was not about to lose. With a final burst of speed, Wilma raced ahead of the competition, becoming the first American woman to win 3 gold medals at one Olympics. The little girl who couldn't walk had become the fastest woman in the world. Helping others. After the Olympics, Wilma decided that she wanted to help children overcome their difficulties by participating in sports. Through her teaching and the foundations she established, she helped countless children overcome all kinds of obstacles, just as she had. Okay, so go ahead and complete our assignment for today. And if you need to, before we stop this, if you need to, go ahead and you can look back at this article, okay, this historical text that we read together. It is in your Schoology. Just look at the fastest woman in the world. And if you need to watch this again, you can watch it again.